Look, street, for example, a slight collision between a Jeep and taxi. Bro, what the
Yo, shout out my boy Mark Keegan, bro.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're doing a popcorn reading. We got our first popcorner.
I'm the first popcorn?
Yep, you're the first one.
You didn't tell me that.
All right, read this passage. We're reading a book called Being and Nothingness. It's a philosophical reading.
But if we wish to decide with certainty, we need only to consider an example of negative judgment and to ask ourselves whether it causes non-being to appear at the heart of being or merely limits itself to determining a prior revelation. I have an appointment with Pierre at 4 o'clock. I arrive at the cafe a quarter of an hour late. Pierre is always punctual. Will he have waited for me? I look at the room, the patrons, and I say, he is not here.
Yeah, all right, pick your next person. Who you gonna pick?
Who am I gonna pick? I have a great. Can I just bring it this way? Okay. We're coming this way. You have been picked as a popcorn reader. You've been picked as a popcorn reader. We're reading this book right here. Do you see it? Okay. And you're gonna be reading this section right here.
No, you don't have to read the whole thing. Read 4 sentences. 4 sentences.
It is certain that the cafe by itself, with its patrons, its tables, its booths, its mirrors, its light, its smoky atmosphere, and the sounds of voices, rattling saucers, and footsteps which fill it.
He picked you. He picked you for the popcorn reading.
What am I reading?
Pick a part. Or you can go to the next page.
Yeah, go to the next page.
I got it. How could it be otherwise? How could we even conceive of the negative form of judgment in all of his plenitude of being and positivity? We believe for a moment that in negation could arise negation, yeah, my bad, from the comparison in what's that word? Instituted between the result anticipated and the result obtained.
All right, pick your next person. Pick who you want to read. Anybody. Uh-oh.
That might be bad.
Where do I start? Anywhere. Anywhere?
Pick your part.
Any page, it doesn't matter.
Now, as we have seen, consciousness of being is the being of consciousness. There is no question here of contemplation, which I could make after the event, of an horror already constituted. It is the very being of horror to appear to itself as not being the cause of the conduct it calls for.
All right. You pick who you want. Oh.
Okay. I try to apprehend the possibility of not writing as needing to be mentioned merely as a reminder as not concerning me. It must be an external possibility in relation to me, like movement in relation to the motionless billiard ball.
All right, pick who you want to pick.
We just go around the
You can pick anybody. It don't matter. You gotta go back around.
But I force myself to see them as endowed with a transcendent, purely logical being, in short, as things. If on the reflective plane what's that word?
Envisage.
The possibility of writing this word as my possibility, then between this possibility and my consciousness, I cause a nothingness of being to arise, which constitutes the writing of a book as a possibility. And
All right, you can pick anybody in here. Oh.
I write that Paul in 1920 was a student at the Polytechnic School.
Oh, brother.
Who is it who was? Paul, evidently, but what Paul? The young man of 1920. But the only tense of the verb to be, which suits Paul, considered in 1920, so far as the quality of being a Polytechnic student is attributed to him, is the present.
All right.
Aww.
Pick your person. Pick who you want to pick. All right, are we on the prowl? Let's see what she gonna get. Uh-oh. All right, we got popcorn reading. Well, you can pick anybody after you. What I do? You can read any part, any small part you want to do.
Right, Transcendence, page 191. Moreover, we are not dealing with a negation which being has to be. This negation does not belong to any of vices considered. It purely and simply. How much am I reading?
You good?
Alright.
Pick anybody you want to pick. Pick anybody. You probably read the best out of anybody so far.
Really?
Yeah. Pick anybody you want to pick. Popcorn reading. Popcorn reading. Your pick. You got picked. You can pick any part of the book you want to read, and then pick anybody after.
Brother Handsome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
The whole page.
The whole page.
No, not the whole page. You can read like 3 or 4 sentences.
We shall begin by examining the second of these experiences. Its meaning can be grasped by more easily and will perhaps serve as a means of approach to the study of the other.
All right, now you got to pick somebody.
Caleb, that one right there.
All right, take it to her. Take it to her. Popcorn reading. Popcorn reading. Pick any part of the book. Popcorn reading. Read it. Uh-oh. They went around the whole table.
Yeah, you ready? No, right back. No? Yeah. Okay, clear. All right, I'm clear. My turn. Yeah, I'll bet.
Nobody wants to read?
Wait, can I just read one sentence?
Yeah. Hold on.
We shall only remark here that we had no intention of casting doubt on the experience of the we.
All right, now you got to pick somebody.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
All right. Popcorn reading. Anything. Any sentence.
Look, the street, for example, a slight collision between a Jeep and taxi. Bro, what the
That's a damn shame.
immediately? Bruh, alright, listen. At the very instant when I became a spectator of the incident, I experienced myself non-theatrical as engaged in we, the earlier rivals. The slight conflicts have disappeared, and the consciousness which furnished the matter of the we are precisely those. Yeah, I'm retarded, gang.
Hey, pick somebody. Pick anybody. Pick who you want.
Okay. We shall be. Sorry. We shall begin by examining the second of these experiences. Its meaning can be grasped more easily, and it will perhaps serve as a means of approach to the study of the other. Do I have to read this whole paragraph?
No.
Oh, that's it.
All right, now you pick anybody.
Jack, get Jack. No, get Jack.
Right here, bro.
Uh-oh.
Alright, where I'm reading.
Any part. You can pick any page.
How much?
All right, 3 sentences.
Alright.
Three is a lot.
We shall begin by examining the second row of these experiences. Its meaning can be grasped more easily, and it will perhaps serve as a means of approach to the study of the other. Hey. Now, Sonny.
Where you going? It's your turn. Where you go? Did you leave? Oh, he going to the bathroom. You passing it back over here? They just ran. You got to pick somebody else.
We already finna come out the bathroom. Give it back.
You already ran. All right, now you got to read something since you done last time. You got 2 and 0. You're not 2 and 0.
Just read one sentence, a small one.
We shall begin by examining the second of these experiences. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Good timing. Perfect timing. Here you go. You got picked. You read like 2 sentences. 2 sentences. Where? Anywhere. Any page, it don't matter.
Alright, we shall begin by examining the second of these experiences. Its meaning can be grasped more easily, and it will be perhaps served as means of approach to the study of the other.
Alright, pick anybody.
You ready already?
Nah. He picking you.
Alright, where you at, bro?
You can pick anything, it don't matter.
Alright. Yes, sir. Wait, hold on. I got somebody.
You got somebody now? You gotta read first. But you gotta read first.
One sentence, right?
Two sentences. Two. Do two.
Where is he at?
Anywhere, it don't matter. You can read any page, it don't matter.
Any page? All right, bam. Need something easy.
Well, come on,
Hold on. But it can just as well happen to the third. Looks at the other, at whom I am looking, in case I can't look at both of them, and thus disarm the look of the third.
All right. Uh-oh. You hey, is Yeti pick your turn? You gotta pick. Nah. Popcorn Arena. Popcorn Arena. No, where you going? Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't know. It's your turn. You got picked.
It's not my turn.
You got picked. It's your turn.
It's not my turn.
It's your turn. You got picked. Yo. Dion ran. Dion went.
Oh, what type of book is this?
We like 2 sentences. 2 sentences. You don't
Right
matter.
here, start right there.
Yo.
Hey, he tried to read you the line, bro.
Okay,
He tried to read you the line.
Read 1 sentence. 1 sentence.
Can't read. I'm good at it.
For real? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Well, 1 sentence. 1 sentence. You get to pick anybody.
No, you read.
Dion ran. Dion ran. Yes, he did. Dion ran.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Right here.
Start with we. All right, start with but.
But hate to is in tune affiliate. I just said a sentence.
Nah, right or wrong? Nah. Hey, show the sentence. Show the sentence. He read that little bitty part. All right, you gonna read? You gonna read? You put up.
So I gotta read.
It don't matter.
Where we at?
Start with we.
3 sentences.
All right. We shall begin by examining the second of these experiences. Its meaning can be grasped more easily, and it will perhaps serve as a means of our approach to the study of the others. First, we must note that the
Object.
No, wait. First, the us object. Reciprocate.
Yo, look at him.
Us objects precipitates us into the world. You experience it in shame as community, alienation. This is illustrated by the significant scene in which convicts choke with anger and shame when a beautiful, elegantly dressed woman comes to visit their ship,
I can't do it, bro.
sees their rags, their labor, and their misery.
Damn, how much you gonna read? He said 3 sentences, right? He reading the pages. Oh, my bad. Let's go. You know what? Hey, you know how to read. Except for that one part. You read that. You read that.
Where we at?
Shuffle the pages.
Yo, shuffle the pages, yo.
Start right there.
No, I'm sorry here. If I were to think of him being a part of the only puppet, I should apply him to the categories which only ordinarily use a group temporal spirit. Things, that is, should be apprehended him as being beside the benches, 2 yards and 20 inches from the lawn, and exercising a certain pressure of the ground, etc. His relation with other objects would be the purely additive type. This means I could have disappeared him without relations.
All right. Who you gonna pick?
Where we at? Right here?
Yeah, duh.
Stop previewing it, man. Come on.
Start with duh.
You gotta just read. No, hold on. Let me find a period. No, y'all wildin'. Y'all think y'all slick? No. Back, yo.
All right, duh. I start with duh.
Where the come from?
Start right here.
What does this signify? Yeah, there we go.
Where's that at?
Sit it right there. Yeah, sit it.
Wait, don't
Yeah, and then the question like,
Nah, come on, bro. Nah.
What? He
I
didn't see
get
it.
it back.
He didn't see anything.
He get it right back. He get it right back. Start with duh. Start with duh.
No, right there. I said.
No, start right
He
here.
said right here. Like no. I can read wherever I want.
Both of y'all gonna read this and see who read it better.
What?
The other is first, the permanent flight of things toward a goal, which I apprehend as an object at a certain distance from me, but which escapes me inasmuch as it unfolds about itself in its own distance.
All right, your turn.
Where we at with it?
Duh. Same thing. The same as that sentence.
Oh no, I gotta get a different sentence.
Nah, bro.
Come on.
Nah, whoa, yo. This is the game.
One eternity later.
All of a sudden, I heard footsteps in the hall. There it goes. A sentence. A sentence. A period right there. Man. Gotta keep
All right,
going.
that's the short sentence, so read the next one too.
Someone's looking at me. Someone is looking at me. What does it mean? It means that I'm suddenly affected. And where we at? My being. I'm done.
Yeah, you read it. Hey, parkour reading, you gonna end off the video. You gonna be the last person.
Okay. Hey, wait. I'm actually, I've been working on my words. Let's find a good sentence.
Go back. Start with first.
Okay. First of all, I now exist as myself for my unreflective consciousness. Give me a second. It is this eruption, okay, of the self which has been most often described. I see myself because somebody sees me as it is usually expressed.
Way to end it off. Appreciate that, man. Parkour reading. Yes, sir.